A rousing reception for the wife of Julian Assange.
It's been a bit bittersweet because I always imagined my first visit to Australia to be with Julian. But I'm going to come back here, home, with Julian.
Hundreds of supporters rallying in Hyde Park today in an effort to make that happen.
Our hero, Julian Assange!
For more than a decade now, Julian Assange has been confined, first in London's Ecuadorian embassy, then in Belmarsh prison, where he spent the last 1,500 plus days in a jail cell.
Julian's cell is about 3 by 2 meters. It's where he spends 22 hours a day, every day.
But supporters say the alternative is worse, a 175-year US jail sentence for publishing leaked classified military documents.
If Julian is extradited, he will be buried in the deepest, darkest hole of the US prison system, isolated forever.
With Julian's health deteriorating rapidly, it's a race against the clock. But with all sides of politics now agreeing
enough is enough,
Assange's team says he's never been closer to freedom.
Now we have hope, we have real hope, that Julian will be able to step out into the sun once more.
Hey, Julian Assange!
Let's make it happen, you guys. Thank you.
Fresh from today's rally, Stella Assange joins us now. Stella, we just heard you say that you're hopeful a breakthrough is close. What makes you think that?
Well, there are a number of indications. For example, the US ambassador to Australia received the parliamentary friends of Julian Assange, and that's the first time that shows that the US is listening and aware of the opinion of the Australian people and its representatives. At the same time, Julian has received for the first time a visit from the High Commissioner of Australia, and I read into that there's a significant change in the Australian government's view of the importance of this case.
Stella, you've said in the past that your 4- and 6-year-old children have nightmares about prison and that all their memories of their dad are in that same cold prison visitors' room. What do you tell them about their dad?
I tell them that he's a hero, that millions of people around the world admire him, and that millions of people around the world are fighting for him. And they know that, and they see it, because sometimes they've been to rallies and they see him on TV, and they see that there's enormous support. So they're full of hope. They're asking when Daddy will come home. And I say that we don't know, that we hope it will be soon, but that he will come home.
It's now been 11 years since Julian first walked into the Ecuadorian embassy, 4 years since he was locked up in Belmarsh prison. How has he changed over all that time?
Well, it's been extremely difficult for him, and there have been very, very dark periods during these 4 years inside the prison, especially in the beginning when he was extremely isolated. I think that he's struggling, obviously he's struggling, but he's very resilient, and when we see progress, that helps him be able to fight for his survival. But at the same time, as time passes, Julian's physical health deteriorates. So while the mental health, sometimes it's more difficult, sometimes he's coping better, the physical health is in steady decline.
Stella, can you tell us a little bit more about the physical shape that your husband is in? Is there any sense for you that he may be running out of time?
Look, we're terrified that any moment there could be some catastrophic health episode. The reality in a prison like Belmarsh, it's a high-security prison. He's in a single cell on his own. If something happened and he didn't reach the alarm button, it could be hours before anyone noticed. It's very easy for things to go terribly wrong, and we fear for his life inside Belmarsh prison. Every day that he stays inside that prison is a day in which he is in greater risk of losing his life. And in October 2021, he had a mini stroke. He's on medication, but obviously this is an indicative that he is in a very bad state, and we're just extremely worried.
Not easy on you either, having little children and your family split in two the way it is. Stella, thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate it.
Thank you.